Hello everybody, this is Bica, and I'm going to show you how to install or at least set up Bica's controller support using Xpadder. The first thing you gotta do is you have to find Xpadder on the internet. I provide the link in the forum, but you just type Xpadder, go to the official website, download. You have to get the latest version for this to work. I do recommend supporting them if you can. So actually buying the program myself. My internet's being a little slow tonight. Alright, so once you actually put in all your information and stuff, you need to pay with PayPal or a credit or debit card. It's $9.99. You'll be able to download the latest version. Once you do that, it'll look like this on the desktop. You click Xpadder. This is what's going to pop up. If you're using an Xbox 360 controller, I'd recommend getting all the drivers installed and all that. It usually does it automatically if you just plug in the controller. I'm actually using a wireless Xbox controller with the wireless adapter. So what you do is you plug in the controller or the wireless adapter, turn it on. Xpadder is going to realize that you have it, so I'll change from red to white. This means it's ready to go. What you do to actually get this all formatted, you can go through yourself and actually create an entirely new layout by going to the controller and settings, then actually loading an image, enabling the sticks, then moving the sticks as it says on here. But I made it a little bit easier for you guys because I didn't want to get anybody confused or get the different settings and stuff all messed up. So what you do is you go back to Google, and then you go to the Marvel forums, and once you're at the Marvel forums, you want to look under general discussion, and now look for Bica's controller support. There it is. Click on it. Go to the first page. And now what you're looking for here, this is pretty much just the general layout of like the buttons and what it's mapped to. I've actually updated a little bit, so it's going to be a little bit different. I added J to the top button as well, so as zoom in, you also will use the vacuum that was just updated in the new patch. If you go down, it just says all this stuff. I'll explain this too. When you're in game, you're going to change some of the bindings, so instead of having it like A, S, D, F, G, I just switched to X, A, B, Y, so when you're actually looking at in the game, it looks a little bit more familiar like this. So when you're looking at your controller, you actually know which button is which. These are all the advanced options that I had assigned in Xpadder. This is what you can do manually, but I uploaded the file so you won't have to mess with any of this. These are timers and delays. And I'll explain more of this. These are just videos that are really poorly shot. Here we go. So the Xpadder download files, they're on my Google Drive account. I just shared it with everybody. So this is the Marvel controller support. So you want to click this. You want to download it. Alright, and then you want to download this one as well. This is the Xbox layout. So this has the picture of the controller as well as the button layout. And then download as well. Alright, and you'll see after having Xpadder installed, you actually see the two files. This looks like a controller, which is the layout, and this is the profile for the actual game from Marvel Heroes. So what you want to do is just get those on your desktop. Minimize that for now. And it's super, super easy. So the controller, you want to load that. So you click the controller, open, desktop. That's the only one that's there. Boom. Goes to controller. It's got all the buttons as well. I actually loaded that one as well. But you can click this. If this doesn't load, click that. Go to the desktop. Click on Hero Support. And there you go. It loads all the buttons. As you can see now, if you pick up your controller and start clicking buttons around, it'll actually start moving on the screen of what it is. I had F is like a travel power, teleport, move power, so it vibrates the controller itself. U also is like ultimate, so you know your controller goes crazy. You can customize these at any time if you guys want. I have it set so the right analog stick moves the mouse very slowly, and you can left click and actually act like a mouse. So you go over and like click, click, like that. It's ideal for like using characters that have like aiming powers or targeted, like Iron Man, Doctor Strange, etc. The left analog stick is this quick movement, which moves the mouse very quickly. It has it bound to W right here, as you can see. What this does, this moves your character in the direction of where you want to walk all the time, including left, right, up, down. So it's like pretty much essentially holding W while moving your mouse left, right, up, down. L is log. I think I'm going to switch this to J. Because like, I just don't feel like, and that's how you switch a button. You just click on where it is, and then you just go through. And then in the game, you can change the actual layout. If you click here, and then you go to advanced, you can change like the settings as well. But then you save after you edit it, so it saves the actual profile for you. So now what you do is after that's all set up, it's done. The PS3 controller is a little bit more complicated. I'll go back to the forums and show you what I mean. I think it's on the second page. I love that comment though. Alright, so here what you have to do is actually install the drivers first, which I recommend watching this video. That's on the forum second page. The layout's very, very similar. I actually had, for some odd reason, the PlayStation controller, you can actually use the center button, so I use that as the ultimate power, and then start was I used as the vacuum as J. And the Xbox controller, for some odd reason, I can't get to map the Xbox controller with the center button. After you install the drivers and you install Motion Joy, you want to click this. It's an option. It allows you to actually use the joysticks. Other than that, you won't be able to use joysticks. You can use the D-pad, triggers, and all the rest of the buttons, but the joysticks won't work. Also, here are the files as well for the PlayStation 3 layout, so you don't have to change it and all that. Alright, I'm going to get into the game right now and show you exactly what I mean. I'm using the test center just so I can show you a new hero that I don't have in the actual game, just so I can show you like the general layout. It's nice too. It's not ideal for like people who are actually, you know, going for like hardcore grades or, you know, trying to grind all night and day, but it's kind of nice to sit back on the couch and just relax and play. And once you get used to it, it's kind of like anything, like a first person shooter. Like the first time you play from playing a PC game to a console game, you're going to be a little bit slower than it would be if you're just a hardcore console gamer.
Did someone call the invisible woman?
Alright, so now, right now, as you can see, I'm actually controlling with the controller. It's a little laggy right now. Okay, there it goes, caught up. So I'm moving in the direction where my left analog stick is moving. And you can also go in diagonal directions, so it's not just up, down, left, right. You can kind of go wherever, just like you were with a mouse. The right analog stick moves the mouse very slowly, so you can actually target. You can also click like this, but I prefer just playing with the left analog stick. F is your move button, so shield dodge, because I set the power like that. See in the bottom down here, I set the powers to the abilities. You can totally customize them. Left and right trigger will actually switch to the second or third power set. So once you start unlocking more powers, you're really just going to fill these 4 spots because these spots aren't mapped to anything on the controller. I just found it difficult having the left and right mouse button. Trying to configure that with the controller. So we're going to get Mrs. Fantastic, and we're actually going to move her to the prologue.
Heads up, people.
I'm going to skip this. which is really nice too. Anytime you can use your mouse or keyboard, because Xpadder is actually using a layout where it's acting as if it's a mouse and keyboard, so it's not like if your controller is plugged in, you can't use your mouse at all. So like right now I'm using the controller, but now watch, I'm using the mouse a lot quicker, so if you get in sticky situations, you can still move your character around, but then switch right to the mouse and just click and move to whatever. But now I'm back on the controller, so right now I'm clicking the A button, and I'm using my first ability. Or actually, it's the X button, I'm sorry.
These things happen when we believe in ourselves.
I'm actually going to switch to another character just to show you how fast you can get through this level. Because, like, as you can tell, she has absolutely no stats or anything. Oop. Right there. She has nothing on her. She's only level 2. So I'm going to do, if you click the right D-pad button, it'll actually bring up this menu. And if you move the right analog stick over this and you click the up and down on the D-pad, you can actually scroll through the menus, which is actually kind of cool. Oops. What I just did there is I clicked the down button, which is also linked to the body slider, or back slider. Oops. If you look right here on the layout, oh, it's up to time to, right here. It's linked to that, but which is nice though is you can click that and move, because it has that like little bit of loading time, so you can go up and down, so you can zoom in and zoom out of your character without actually going back. But if you just click it, let it go, it should take you back. So you just click it. No, it's not working. Well, that's a great example. But let's switch to characters now. And we'll switch to Nightcrawler, because that was my main example.
To think I once underestimated your vast strength, Emmanuel. It will not happen again.
Okay, we'll just... Alright. I'll just go through this real quick. Alright, and just to show you, this is what I mean by the toggles with the joysticks. So what you can do is you can go through the game and actually go around like this and play with your basic powers up front. But then when you get into situations, you can actually hold down the left or right trigger button, and it'll actually allow you to bring up the other menus. And once you let go, it springs right back to the basic powers. So let's just go into a terminal, I'll show you. And this is all being played with the controller, no mouse or keyboard at all, from now on until I beat Shocker. It takes a little bit getting used to, but
Just give me the cocks already.
there we go. skip right to Shocker. Let's do this. Called down my team up. So what happens when you don't have any health packs.
Watch out! Gusto!
It's up in the size away. I'm gonna switch to Cyclops real quick. Actually, you know what? I'll switch to Wolverine.
I'm the best there is at what I do.
Yeah. Alright.
Next time, don't even bother. Christmas came early.
Awesome. So that's pretty much how you do it. I'll go into the options right here. Now I'm going back to the keyboard and mouse to show you this. Options, key binding. So what you have to do is change these. I prefer changing it to match the button. So in game, you switch it to X, A, B, Y. Just so it matches on the actual controller, or if it's for PlayStation. I usually keep it 1, 2, 3, 4, just to make it easier. Make sure all the buttons actually match in game as they do on Xpadder. If you go all the way down, this is the key part. Bottom right here, why does that say that? That's weird. These have to be num1, num2, num3. So on the numpad, these have to be it to work. I'll show you why. There's Xpadder is hiding. Right here, it's set to work. I mean, you can change these if you'd like, but it's set for numpad 2 to go back to numpad 1 after you let go. I mean, you can always switch it to another button and keybind it differently if you don't have a numpad. I know some laptops don't. But that's pretty much how it works. If you have any questions, just post on this video or post on the forums. If you want any player guides on the layouts and stuff. I just did one for Cyclops a little bit while ago. Someone wanted it. Let's see. It actually works really well.
I'm here. What seems to be the problem?
So what I like to do is I like to set the first power as the basic power, second power as like a stronger attack. Third power is another attack, and then I love using Y as like a roll, dodge, teleport, jump. It just reminds me of like X-Men Legends, games like that nature. Go back to Xpadder. Change the layout so it actually works. So see how I change it to XY. So now on my controller it won't actually work if I click that. But if I change this, so the first button will be X, second button will be A, third button will be B. So I have to change that Y slider, and last button will be Y. So now it should work. You just save it, minimize it, go in game, just make sure everything matches. Yep. Let's see. Alright, so let's make this G for now. So then we go back, Xpadder, make body slider G. Switch this from B to G. And we also want it to go down. Scroll down so it zooms in, zooms out as well. So that's mapped to both. So for that to work, what you do is you tap it to body side, or just tap it really quick to move in and move out. I'll show you some Cyclops.
This looks bad.
Set up to use ultimate for yellow. Yep. And that's how it works. Thank you guys for watching, and leave a comment, and check it out on the forums. I'll keep updating it. I'll keep posting different layouts for the heroes as requested.